Hello, welcome back to another YouTube tutorial. I'm excited for this one because in this one I'm going to show you how to roll different size beads with the same size paper. So here we go, I'll show you what I mean. So what I've got here is I've got a bead roller and this end is 3mm, which is they say it's 1/8 of an inch, but I actually think it's more like 3/16 of an inch, which is similar, I know, but not quite. And I've got my handy dandy trusty little bottle of glue, and I've got some pre-cut, which I've chopped out earlier on, paper bead strips in a variety of colours. So these are all exactly the same size, give or take a millimetre or a like a slither. They are all about the same size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happens when you roll one of them. So these are going to make bicone beads. So when you roll them, you need to make sure that your middle part of the bead is always running in the middle. So I'm not going to show you too much in detail how to roll a paper bead because I do have a very specific bicone bead tutorial which you can follow if you have a little look in my playlist, or if you go to my channel you'll be able to find my other different videos. I love it when the colours shine through. They look so pretty. So just get a little bit of glue. Just a little dab, you don't need a lot, just smush it on. Put it down for a second. So that's one bead with one strip of paper. Pop it off. Okay. What happens if we take 2 strips of paper? So I'm going to take this one, and this one, in fact all of these are available on my website or on Etsy, and this one is the one that makes the watermelon beads. So when you roll it, they look like watermelon slices, which is quite funky. So I'm going to put one on top of the other, and I can see that actually they are very slightly different sizes. So I'm going to choose a different one because I want them to be more the same size. I obviously chopped them very slightly differently, that'll do. Okay, so we're going to have the slightly smaller one on top. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll 2 strips together. And this is where you need to kind of manage them. So already it's popped out, so I need to make sure that I've got 2 strips in my little slot. Like so. And just hold them in place to get them started. And again, you're now managing 2 strips of paper, so you need to make sure that both strips at the end are going evenly. So you just want to keep coming back and making sure that they are going onto the bead evenly. If you think they're not, just rearrange, just stop. There's no rush. I'm slightly doing it a bit faster than I would normally do because I'm trying to do a tutorial. But yeah, you can do this nice and slow. So you just want to keep track of your beads, of your pieces of paper. And again, you want to make sure that both of them end in the middle. So when you get to the end, you're going to have one longer than the other. And that is to be expected. And I'll show you why in a minute. So you're just going to stick some glue on them. And we'll twist it around. Like so. So we've now got the same paper, but instead of using just one piece of it, we've got 2, and now we've got a bead that's double the size. Okay? And the reason why you end up with a piece of paper that is longer at the end once you've wound them is because, so if you can imagine you've got 2 pieces of paper together, the minute I move it over, you can see that my fingers are now, this hand is now longer than this hand, but when they are up together, they are exactly the same. So, I'm now going to show you what happens if I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips of paper all together. So again, you've now got to manage all 5 strips of paper. So start with them all at the same end. Excuse my hands are a bit dirty, I've been playing with glue and inks and paint and all that sort of stuff. And make sure that they are all equal down this end. So you want to start off all sorted. So then you want to pop them in, and you will find that, I mean, you can add as many pieces of paper as you want. I mean, I've still got room in here to add more if I wanted to, but you'll find that you will get to the point where it just won't go in your bead roller. But 5 sheets, no problem for this bead roller. Okay, and I'll leave links to all of the resources that I've used. So I'm going to hold it and wind it. You see, I've glue under my fingers. So we're going to start and roll it, and again I need to keep hold of it. I need to keep a little bit more tension on this than I normally would, because obviously I've got quite a lot of strands that I am rolling. And if you feel like it's going slightly off, just stop, move, have a little check at this end. Do I think my strips are all still moving at in the same line? Okay, and roll. I love the way the colours shine through. Okay. Okay. So just take your time. Doesn't take a second. Just stop and reposition and roll. And then you'll get to the bit where your bead will finish. So what I need to do now is just twist this, and I need to glue each one of these in turn. You don't need loads of glue, it just needs a bit of glue. So I'm just going to glue 1, 2, don't worry about getting glue all over other bits, that doesn't matter. There's another little sneaky one in there, it's a little bit shorter. Stick a little bit of glue on there. And then now I'm going to carefully go round and flatten these out. Okay, so now we've got a big bead. I obviously pushed a little bit too hard then. Okay, pop it off. So here we go. Here's our 3 beads in order. So this is just 1 sheet, 2 sheets, 3 sheets. Okay, and you can see the difference. And what I like is that you get such a variety of colours that you perhaps wouldn't necessarily think would go together, but if you're mixing and matching, it's quite amazing what happens. And when you look at the larger bead, what you'll find is that it's more obvious where the steps are, where you've twisted them. It's got a more of a stepped feel to it, so it's more texture to it, whereas when you've got just 1 strip, the layers lay very flush next to each other, and so it's more of a smooth bead. But this is just a tutorial just to show you some varieties, some different ways of using your papers, some different things that you can do with them, just to create something different. So you could create a bead similar to this. So this is a bead that is similar, but this one I used a lightweight card. So this is just 1 strip of a lightweight card. But I've created a similar sized bead, but using 5 strips of a different piece of paper. So it just depends on what you've got available, what you've got to do, what you've got that you can use, and just trying to give you some options really. So I'm going to get these beads glazed, and if you want to see what they look like once they're glazed, I will pop a picture of them on my Facebook channel and on Instagram, and I will leave a link to both of them in my description. Hope you've enjoyed this YouTube tutorial. Please subscribe to our channel. Every time someone subscribes, we do a happy dance. It does make our day, and I do appreciate it, and I appreciate all your likes and comments, and I love to reply to them and I love to read them. So please feel free to add your comments below. So speak to you soon. Thank you very much.